Across America, tens of thousands of people have reported seeing strange objects in the sky. These reports come from pilots, police officers, military personnel, and ordinary citizens who witness something they couldn't explain. While many sightings turn out to have simple explanations, others remain mysteries. According to data from the National UFO Reporting Center, which has tracked these reports since 1974, certain cities consistently appear at the top of lists for unexplained aerial phenomena. Today we'll explore the 10 American cities where people are most likely to report seeing unidentified flying objects, examining both the numbers and the history behind these fascinating locations. Number 1. Phoenix, Arizona. Phoenix leads the nation with over 323 officially documented UFO sightings since 2013, making it America's undisputed capital for unexplained aerial phenomena. This desert metropolis sits in the heart of the Sonoran Desert, where clear skies and minimal light pollution create perfect conditions for skywatching. Founded in 1868 as an agricultural community along the Salt River, Phoenix grew from a small farming settlement into Arizona's largest city. The area's connection to aviation began early, with Luke Air Force Base established nearby in 1941 during World War II. Today, Phoenix is home to nearly 5 million people in its metropolitan area, making it the fifth largest city in the United States. Phoenix earned its place in UFO history on March 13, 1997, during what became known as the Phoenix Lights Incident. That evening, thousands of witnesses reported seeing a massive triangular formation of lights moving silently across the Arizona sky. The event occurred in two phases. First, a large V-shaped formation passed over the state from Nevada to the edge of Tucson, and later, a series of stationary lights appeared over the Phoenix area. Witnesses described the objects as enormous, with some estimating the main formation stretched over a mile wide. The incident drew national attention when Arizona Governor Fife Symington initially held a press conference featuring an aide in an alien costume, treating the matter as a joke. However, 10 years later, Symington admitted he had also witnessed the event and believed something extraordinary had occurred. Military officials later claimed the second set of lights were flares from training exercises at the Barry Goldwater Range, but many witnesses rejected this explanation, noting the lights, behavior, and duration didn't match typical flares. Since 1997, Phoenix has maintained its reputation as a UFO hotspot. Recent reports describe various shapes and sizes of unexplained objects, from traditional disc-shaped craft to triangular formations similar to the 1997 sighting. Many reports come from the area around South Mountain and the desert region surrounding the city, where dark skies provide excellent visibility. The city's location near several military installations, including Luke Air Force Base and the Barry Goldwater Range, adds complexity to investigations, as military training exercises sometimes account for unusual sightings. Local UFO researchers point to Phoenix's unique geography as a contributing factor to its high number of reports. The city sits in a valley surrounded by mountains, creating natural observation points where people often gather to watch the sky. The desert climate means clear weather most of the year, and the relatively recent development of many neighborhoods means less historical light pollution compared to older cities. Number 2. Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas ranks as the third most active city for UFO sightings in America, with 309 documented reports since 2013. This entertainment capital sits in the Mojave Desert, where the combination of clear desert skies and round-the-clock activity means someone is always watching the heavens above. Las Vegas began as a railroad town in 1905, serving as a water stop on the route between Los Angeles and Salt Lake City. The city remained small until 1931, when Nevada legalized gambling and work began on the Hoover Dam. The construction project brought thousands of workers to the area, establishing Las Vegas as a regional center. After World War II, the city transformed into the entertainment destination we know today, with major casino resorts rising from the desert floor. The area's connection to unusual aerial phenomena predates the city's tourism boom. Nevada has long been home to secret military testing, most famously at Area 51, located just 85 miles northwest of Las Vegas. This highly classified facility, officially known as Groom Lake, has tested experimental aircraft since the 1950s. The secrecy surrounding Area 51 has fueled decades of speculation about government UFO research, making Nevada synonymous with unexplained flying objects. Recent UFO reports from Las Vegas describe a wide variety of phenomena. July is statistically the most active month for sightings in the city, possibly due to increased outdoor activity during the summer months, when more people are outside late at night. Many reports come from the outskirts of the metropolitan area, particularly from the desert regions to the north and west, where city lights don't interfere with sky observation. In 2023, Las Vegas made headlines when a family called police, claiming they had witnessed a UFO crash in their backyard. The incident began when multiple witnesses reported seeing a bright object streak across the sky, before disappearing behind houses in a residential neighborhood. Minutes later, a family called 911, reporting that something had crashed in their yard, and they had encountered non-human entities. While investigators found no physical evidence of a crash, the case attracted significant media attention and highlighted Las Vegas's ongoing role in modern UFO culture. The city's 24-hour lifestyle contributes to its high number of sightings. Unlike most cities where people sleep during nighttime hours, Las Vegas has people active at all times, increasing the chances that someone will notice unusual objects in the sky. The clear desert air and minimal humidity also provide excellent visibility for both conventional aircraft and unexplained phenomena. Number 3. Seattle, Washington. Seattle consistently ranks among America's top cities for UFO reports. With hundreds of documented sightings over the past decades, this Pacific Northwest metropolis holds special significance in UFO history. As the birthplace of the modern flying saucer era, Seattle began as a logging settlement in the 1850s, named after Chief Sealth of the Suquamish tribe. The city grew rapidly during the late 1800s, becoming a major port and gateway to Alaska during the gold rush. Boeing's establishment in Seattle in 1916 made the city a center of aviation innovation, a connection that would prove significant in the UFO story. On June 24, 1947, just south of Seattle near Mount Rainier, private pilot Kenneth Arnold made the sighting that launched the modern UFO era. Arnold was flying from Chehalis to Yakima when he spotted 9 mysterious objects, moving at incredible speed across the Cascade Mountains. He described their motion as resembling, quote, a saucer, if you skip it across water, leading newspapers to coin the term flying saucer. Arnold's account made international headlines and triggered a wave of similar reports across the country. Arnold was an experienced pilot, with over 4,000 hours of flight time, and a member of the Idaho Search and Rescue Unit. His credibility as a witness, combined with the detailed nature of his report, gave his sighting significant weight. Military investigators later interviewed Arnold and found him to be reliable, though they concluded he had likely seen a mirage or misidentified conventional aircraft. Seattle's location in the Pacific Northwest contributes to its continued UFO activity. The region's frequent cloud cover and mountainous terrain create atmospheric conditions that can produce unusual visual effects. However, many sightings occur during clear weather, suggesting that natural phenomena don't account for all reports. The area's proximity to military installations, including Naval Air Station Whidbey Island and Joint Base Lewis McChord, means military aircraft regularly fly overhead, though most pilots can distinguish between conventional aircraft and unexplained objects. Recent reports from Seattle describe various types of phenomena, from traditional disc-shaped objects to triangular craft similar to those reported in other major cities. Many sightings occur over Elliott Bay and Puget Sound, where the open water provides an unobstructed view of the sky. The city's numerous hills and tall buildings also create multiple vantage points for skywatching. Number 4. Portland, Oregon. Portland ranks 4th nationally for UFO sightings, with approximately 279 documented reports since 2013. This Pacific Northwest city sits in the Willamette Valley, surrounded by mountains and forests that create a dramatic backdrop for skywatching. Portland was founded in 1845 by pioneers who recognized the area's potential as a riverport. The city's location at the confluence of the Willamette and Columbia rivers made it a natural center for trade and transportation. Portland grew steadily through the late 1800s and early 1900s, developing into the largest city in Oregon and a major economic center for the Pacific Northwest. The Portland area gained UFO significance shortly after Kenneth Arnold's famous 1947 sighting near Mount Rainier. On July 4, 1947, just 10 days after Arnold's encounter, a United Airlines crew flying over Idaho en route to Portland reported seeing 5 to 9 disc-shaped objects that paced their aircraft for 10 to 15 minutes before suddenly disappearing. This corroborating sighting by professional pilots added credibility to Arnold's original report and helped establish the Pacific Northwest as a center of UFO activity. Portland's geography contributes to its high number of sightings. The city sits in a valley with clear views of the sky in most directions, while the nearby Cascade Mountains provide elevated observation points. Mount Hood, located about 50 miles east of the city, is visible from many locations in Portland and serves as a reference point for many UFO reports. The mountain's 11,000-foot elevation and snow-covered peak make it a prominent landmark that witnesses often mention when describing sighting locations. The area's weather patterns also play a role in UFO reports. While Portland is known for its rainy climate, the city actually experiences clear skies during much of the summer months. These dry periods coincide with increased outdoor activity and more people looking up at the sky. Many reports come from the city's numerous parks and natural areas, where people gather for evening activities and have unobstructed views of the heavens. Recent Portland UFO reports describe objects ranging from bright lights moving in unusual patterns to structured craft with distinct shapes. The Willamette River, which flows through the city, appears in many reports as witnesses often spot objects over the water. Portland International Airport's presence means the area has regular air traffic, but experienced observers can usually distinguish between conventional aircraft and unexplained phenomena. Number 5. New York City. New York City, despite its dense urban environment and heavy air traffic, ranks 5th nationally, with 313 documented UFO sightings since 2013. The nation's largest city provides an unexpected setting for unexplained aerial phenomena, proving that UFO reports aren't limited to rural or desert locations. New York's history begins with Dutch colonization in the early 1600s, when the area was known as New Amsterdam. The British took control in 1664, renaming it New York. The city grew into America's largest port and most populous city by the early 1800s. Today, the New York metropolitan area is home to over 20 million people, making it the largest urban area in the United States. The city's first major UFO incident occurred during the summer of 1947, following Kenneth Arnold's famous sighting. Multiple witnesses reported seeing disc-shaped objects over Manhattan, though these reports received less attention than sightings in less populated areas. However, New York's most significant UFO event happened decades later, on November 30, 1989, when hundreds of witnesses reported seeing a large boomerang-shaped object with multicolored lights flying over Brooklyn and Manhattan. The 1989 sighting began around 6 p.m., when people across the metropolitan area started calling authorities about a massive object moving slowly across the sky. Witnesses described it as triangular or boomerang-shaped, with bright lights arranged along its edges. The object was large enough that multiple witnesses could see it simultaneously from different boroughs. Some estimated its size at several hundred feet across, larger than any known conventional aircraft. Police departments in New York and New Jersey received hundreds of calls about the sighting. The object moved from New Jersey across Staten Island, over Brooklyn, and toward Manhattan before disappearing. Air traffic controllers at area airports reported no unusual activity on radar, adding to the mystery. Military officials stated that no military exercises were taking place that could account for the sighting. New York's urban environment creates unique challenges for UFO investigation. The city's bright lights can obscure dim objects in the sky, while its heavy air traffic means numerous conventional aircraft are always visible. However, experienced observers note that unexplained objects often behave differently from aircraft, helicopters, or other known vehicles. Many reports come from the city's numerous rooftops, bridges, and tall buildings, which provide elevated viewing positions above the urban landscape. Number 6. Chicago, Illinois. Chicago ranks 6th nationally for UFO sightings, with 562 documented reports, making it one of America's most active cities for unexplained aerial phenomena. This Midwest metropolis sits on the shore of Lake Michigan, providing both urban and water-based viewing areas for skywatchers. Chicago was established in 1833 at the mouth of the Chicago River, where it flows into Lake Michigan. The city's strategic location made it a natural transportation hub, connecting the Great Lakes to the Mississippi River system through canals. Chicago grew explosively during the late 1800s, becoming America's second-largest city and a major center for industry, transportation, and commerce. Chicago's most famous UFO incident occurred on November 7, 2006, at O'Hare International Airport, one of the world's busiest airports. Around 4:15 p.m., Approximately 12 United Airlines employees, including pilots, mechanics, and supervisors, reported seeing a dark, disc-shaped object hovering over Gate C-17. The object appeared metallic and was estimated to be 6 to 24 feet in diameter. Witnesses reported that the object hovered silently for about 2 minutes before suddenly accelerating straight up and disappearing through the cloud cover. Several witnesses said the object left a clear, circular hole in the clouds as it departed. The sighting occurred during daylight hours at one of the country's busiest airports, making it particularly significant due to the credible witnesses and high-security environment. The Federal Aviation Administration initially denied having any knowledge of the incident, claiming no controllers or radar operators had seen anything unusual. However, after the Chicago Tribune filed a Freedom of Information Act request, the FAA released recordings of conversations between controllers discussing the UFO. Despite this evidence, the FAA suggested the sighting was caused by a weather phenomenon called a hole punch cloud, though meteorological conditions that day made this explanation unlikely. Lake Michigan plays a prominent role in many Chicago UFO reports. The lake's vast open water provides an unobstructed view of the sky, and many witnesses report seeing objects over the water or emerging from beneath the surface. The lake also creates unique weather patterns that can produce unusual atmospheric effects, though investigators note that many sightings occur during clear conditions when such effects are unlikely. Chicago's numerous tall buildings provide elevated observation points throughout the city. The Willis Tower, formerly known as the Sears Tower, and other skyscrapers, offer views extending for miles in all directions. Many UFO reports come from people in high-rise buildings who have clear views above the city's skyline. Number 7. Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles, America's second-largest city, reports 525 documented UFO sightings since 2013, making it 7th on the national list. The sprawling metropolitan area, home to nearly 13 million people, provides countless observers and diverse geographical features that contribute to its high number of unexplained aerial phenomena reports. Los Angeles was founded in 1781 by Spanish colonists as El Pueblo de Nuestra Señora la Reina de Los Angeles. The city remained small until the late 1800s, when the arrival of the railroad and the discovery of oil triggered rapid growth. Hollywood's establishment as the entertainment capital of the world in the early 1900s brought international attention to Los Angeles, making it one of America's most recognizable cities. The Los Angeles area entered UFO history during World War II with the Battle of Los Angeles on February 25, 1942. Just months after Pearl Harbor, air raid sirens wailed across the city, as anti-aircraft batteries fired over 400 rounds at unidentified objects in the sky. The incident began when radar operators detected an unknown target approaching the coast. Searchlights illuminated what witnesses described as large, slow-moving objects that seemed unaffected by the intense anti-aircraft fire. Military officials later claimed the entire incident resulted from war nerves and false alarms, suggesting that weather balloons or atmospheric phenomena triggered the response. However, many witnesses maintained they had seen structured craft in the sky. Newspapers published photographs showing searchlights focused on disc-shaped objects, though skeptics argue these images show only light reflections and explosive bursts. Los Angeles' geography contributes to its high number of UFO reports. The metropolitan area stretches from mountains to ocean, encompassing deserts, forests, and urban areas. The San Gabriel Mountains provide elevated observation points, while the Pacific Ocean offers unobstructed views of the western sky. The city's Mediterranean climate means clear skies throughout much of the year, creating ideal conditions for sky watching. The entertainment industry's presence in Los Angeles has shaped how UFO reports are perceived and reported. The city's connection to science fiction films and television shows means residents are exposed to numerous depictions of alien spacecraft, potentially influencing how they interpret unusual sightings. However, investigators note that many reports come from credible witnesses with no connection to the entertainment industry. Recent reports from Los Angeles describe various types of phenomena, from traditional disc-shaped objects to triangular craft and unexplained lights. Many sightings occur over the Angeles National Forest and other less populated areas surrounding the metropolitan region. The city's heavy air traffic, including commercial flights using Los Angeles International Airport, military aircraft from various bases, and numerous helicopters, creates a complex aerospace environment that sometimes makes identification challenging. Number 8. Tucson, Arizona. Tucson ranks 8th nationally with 480 documented UFO sightings, making Arizona one of only 2 states with multiple cities in the top 10. This desert city sits in the Sonoran Desert, surrounded by mountains and blessed with over 300 sunny days per year, creating ideal conditions for sky observation. Tucson's history begins with the Tohono O'odham people, who lived in the area for thousands of years before Spanish missionaries arrived in the late 1600s. The city was founded in 1775 as a Spanish presidio, or fortress, designed to protect the region from Apache raids. Tucson became part of the United States in 1854 through the Gadsden Purchase, and grew slowly until the railroad arrived in 1880. The city's connection to aerospace began early in the 20th century, when Davis-Monthan Air Force Base was established in 1925. The base became a major training facility during World War II, and remains an important military installation today. The presence of military aircraft over Tucson means residents are familiar with conventional aircraft, making their UFO reports particularly noteworthy when they describe objects that don't match known aircraft characteristics. Tucson gained UFO significance on March 13, 1997, during the same event that made Phoenix famous. The massive triangular formation of lights that crossed Arizona that night was first spotted by witnesses in the Tucson area. As it moved northwest toward Phoenix, hundreds of Tucson residents reported seeing the enormous object, which some described as blocking out stars as it passed overhead. The 1997 sighting established Tucson as part of Arizona's UFO corridor, a region that consistently reports high numbers of unexplained aerial phenomena. The city's location in the Sonoran Desert provides excellent visibility, with minimal light pollution in surrounding areas and atmospheric conditions that rarely interfere with observation. The nearby Santa Catalina Mountains and other ranges create elevated observation points where people often gather to watch the sky. Davis-Monthan Air Force Base adds complexity to Tucson UFO investigations. The base hosts the 309th Aerospace Maintenance and Regeneration Group, which maintains and stores aircraft from all military services. It's also home to the famous Boneyard, where retired aircraft are preserved in the dry desert air. The presence of various aircraft types, some modified or experimental, means investigators must carefully distinguish between military operations and truly unexplained phenomena. Recent Tucson reports describe objects ranging from bright lights moving in formation to large, structured craft that dwarf conventional aircraft. Many sightings occur in the desert areas surrounding the city, where observers have unobstructed views of the sky. The Saguaro National Park, which surrounds Tucson on 2 sides, provides dark sky areas where faint objects are more easily visible. Number 9. San Diego, California. San Diego ranks 9th nationally with 477 documented UFO sightings, making it California's second city in the top 10. This coastal metropolis combines urban density with military significance, creating a unique environment for UFO observation and investigation. San Diego was founded in 1769 by Spanish colonists, making it the first European settlement in California. The city remained small under Spanish and Mexican rule, but grew rapidly after becoming part of the United States in 1848. San Diego's excellent natural harbor made it an important military location, leading to the establishment of numerous naval and marine facilities that continue to dominate the local economy. San Diego's significance in modern UFO history was established on November 14, 2004, with what became known as the USS Nimitz UFO incident. The event began when the USS Princeton, part of the Nimitz Carrier Strike Group, detected unknown objects on radar about 100 miles off the San Diego coast. For 2 weeks, radar operators had been tracking objects that appeared at 80,000 feet, before diving to hover just above the ocean surface. On November 14, fighter jets were dispatched to investigate the anomalous radar returns. Commander David Fravor and Lieutenant Commander Jim Slate, flying FA-18 Super Hornets, encountered a white, oval-shaped object about 40 feet long that appeared to be moving just above the churning water. The object had no visible wings, engines, or exhaust, yet demonstrated extraordinary flight characteristics. When Fravor moved to intercept the object, it accelerated away at incredible speed, disappearing from sight in seconds. The pilots estimated its acceleration at impossible levels for any known aircraft. Radar operators aboard the Princeton tracked the object as it moved to a predetermined location 60 miles away in less than a minute, implying speeds far exceeding any conventional aircraft. The incident gained widespread attention in 2017, when the Pentagon released official video footage captured by the aircraft's targeting systems. The video shows the object moving rapidly while rotating on its axis, demonstrating flight characteristics that current technology cannot explain. The incident has been studied by multiple government agencies and remains officially unexplained. San Diego's military presence contributes to both its UFO activity and the credibility of local reports. Naval Air Station North Island, Marine Corps Air Station Miramar, and other installations mean the area is home to experienced military pilots and radar operators who are familiar with conventional aircraft performance. When these trained observers report objects with impossible flight characteristics, their accounts carry significant weight. The city's coastal location provides unique observation opportunities. The Pacific Ocean offers unobstructed views to the west, while the desert areas to the east provide dark sky locations. Many reports describe objects emerging from or disappearing into the ocean, leading to speculation about underwater UFO bases. While such theories remain unproven, the pattern of ocean-related sightings is notable. Number 10. Albuquerque, New Mexico. Albuquerque rounds out the top 10, with 376 documented UFO sightings, cementing New Mexico's reputation as America's premier UFO state. This high desert city sits at the crossroads of ancient trade routes and modern technology, creating a unique environment where unexplained phenomena seem to thrive. Albuquerque was founded in 1706 by Spanish colonists, and named after the Duke of Albuquerque. The city served as an important stop on the Camino Real trade route, connecting Mexico City to Santa Fe. Albuquerque remained a small trading post until the railroad arrived in 1880, bringing rapid growth and establishing the city as New Mexico's largest urban center. The city's modern significance stems from its role in the Manhattan Project during World War II. Los Alamos National Laboratory, located about 60 miles north of Albuquerque, was established to develop the atomic bomb. Sandia National Laboratories, located within Albuquerque itself, was created to handle the engineering and production aspects of nuclear weapons. Kirtland Air Force Base, adjacent to Sandia Labs, became a major military installation focused on special weapons and advanced technology. Albuquerque entered UFO history on July 3, 1954, when 9 greenish spherical objects invaded restricted airspace and were tracked by Air Defense Command radar. The objects were also observed visually by multiple witnesses, including trained military personnel. The radar crew calculated the objects' speed at 400 to 600 miles per hour, far exceeding the capabilities of any known aircraft in 1954. The incident was particularly significant because it occurred in heavily monitored airspace, near sensitive military installations. The objects' behavior suggested intelligent control, as they maintained formation, while executing complex maneuvers that would be impossible for conventional aircraft of that era. Air Force investigators studied the case extensively, but could not provide a conventional explanation. The 1950s brought additional incidents that established Albuquerque as a UFO hotspot. In 1957, another multiple witness sighting occurred near Kirtland Air Force Base, involving objects that demonstrated extraordinary acceleration and flight characteristics. These incidents occurred during the early years of Project Blue Book, the Air Force's official UFO investigation program, lending them additional credibility and documentation. Albuquerque's unique geographical setting contributes to its high number of UFO reports. The city sits at an elevation of over 5,000 feet in the high desert, providing excellent atmospheric clarity for observation. The nearby Sandia Mountains rise to over 10,000 feet, creating elevated observation points with panoramic views of the surrounding desert. The combination of clear air, dark skies in surrounding areas, and minimal atmospheric interference creates ideal conditions for spotting unusual aerial phenomena. The presence of multiple high-security installations adds complexity to UFO investigation in Albuquerque. Kirtland Air Force Base conducts advanced research and testing, while Sandia National Laboratories works on classified projects involving cutting-edge technology. Some UFO sightings may involve experimental aircraft or other classified programs, though many reports describe objects with capabilities that exceed known technology. Bonus: Roswell, New Mexico. No discussion of UFO cities would be complete without mentioning Roswell, New Mexico, the most famous UFO location in the world. While Roswell doesn't rank in the top 10 for current sighting numbers, its historical significance makes it impossible to ignore in any comprehensive look at America's UFO phenomenon. Roswell was founded in 1871 by Van Smith, and later developed by John Chisholm, one of the largest cattle ranches in the American West. The city served as a regional center for ranching and farming in the Pecos Valley. During World War II, Roswell Army Airfield was established as a training base for bomber crews, giving the small city unexpected military significance. On July 8, 1947, Roswell made international headlines when the local military base announced the recovery of a flying disc from a nearby ranch. Major Jesse Marcel, the base intelligence officer, was photographed examining debris that Colonel William Blanchard had described as coming from a flying saucer. Within hours, however, military officials retracted the statement, claiming the debris came from a weather balloon. The incident began when ranch foreman Mac Brazel discovered strange debris scattered across the Foster Ranch northwest of Roswell. The material included metallic sticks, foil-like substances, and rubber strips that didn't match any known aircraft or weather balloon components. Brazel initially ignored the debris until he heard radio reports about flying saucers, prompting him to contact the local sheriff. Military personnel from Roswell Army Airfield quickly secured the crash site and transported the debris to the base. Major Marcel later described the material as unlike anything he had seen, noting its unusual properties and the large quantities scattered across the ranch. However, when reporters arrived at the base, officials displayed weather balloon debris and claimed the entire incident resulted from a misidentification. For 30 years, the Roswell incident remained largely forgotten except among UFO researchers. Interest renewed in the late 1970s when investigators began interviewing witnesses who claimed the weather balloon explanation was a cover story. Some witnesses described seeing alien bodies at the crash site, while others reported military threats to keep silent about what they had observed. In 1994, the military revealed that the Roswell debris actually came from Project Mogul, a classified program designed to detect Soviet nuclear tests using high-altitude balloon arrays. The revelation explained the unusual debris and the need for secrecy, though it did little to satisfy UFO believers, who maintain that something more significant occurred in the New Mexico desert that summer. Today, Roswell embraces its UFO heritage as a major tourist attraction. The International UFO Museum and Research Center draws thousands of visitors annually, while the city hosts an annual UFO festival that celebrates its place in American folklore. Whether or not anything extraterrestrial crashed near Roswell in 1947, the incident remains the most famous UFO case in history and continues to influence how Americans think about the possibility of alien visitation. Conclusion. These 10 cities represent the heart of America's UFO phenomenon, each contributing unique geographical, historical, and cultural elements to our understanding of unexplained aerial phenomena. From Phoenix's desert clarity to New York's urban intensity, from Seattle's historical significance to Roswell's enduring mystery, these locations demonstrate that UFO reports are not confined to any single type of environment or population. The data shows that UFO sightings occur in diverse settings: major metropolitan areas, military towns, desert communities, and coastal cities. What these locations share is a combination of clear skies, active populations, and often, proximity to military or aerospace facilities. Whether these sightings represent misidentified conventional aircraft, natural phenomena, experimental technology, or something more extraordinary, remains a subject of ongoing investigation and debate. The consistent reporting patterns from these cities suggest that whatever people are seeing in the sky is a real phenomenon, worthy of serious study. As technology advances and more data becomes available, these American cities will likely continue serving as laboratories for understanding one of our most persistent mysteries, the question of what exactly is flying through our skies. The truth is out there, and so are the answers we're all searching for. If this journey through America's most active UFO cities has opened your eyes to the mysteries above us, we'd love to hear from you. Have you ever witnessed something unexplained in the sky? Do you live in one of these 10 cities and have your own story to share? Drop your experiences in the comments below. Every sighting matters, and your story could be the next piece of this incredible puzzle. If you found this investigation as fascinating as we did, hit that like button to help us reach more truth seekers like yourself. The more people who see this content, the more witnesses might come forward with their own encounters. And here's the big one. If you want to stay updated on the latest UFO research, government disclosures, and unexplained phenomena from around the world, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. We're constantly investigating new cases, analyzing fresh evidence, and bringing you the most credible UFO content on the platform. Remember, whether you're a believer, a skeptic, or somewhere in between, the search for answers continues. The skies are full of mysteries, and together, we might just uncover the truth. Until next time, Keep watching the skies, and we'll see you in the next investigation.